Okay. Quickly, let's start the session by saying Namakar mantra. Okay, Gina and Janvi, why don't you both say it together? Everyone else, sit up straight, fold your hands, and close your eyes. And stay muted. Gina, hurry up.
Namo Arhantanam, Namo Sitanam, Namo Ayadyanam, Namo Uvajayanam, Namo Savasahanam, Eso Kanchin Mugaro, Sava Baba Panashna, Mangalancha Savasim, Panam Hava Mangalam.
Jay Jinendra, thank you so much, Gina Janvi. Okay, so guys, in my previous Paathshala, I always got so many questions from you guys related to our universe. Like every time you guys were asking me something or the other about our universe, how is it made? How does it look like? Is it similar to the world that we know of? There were many questions. So I decided, let me take up this topic this time. So for these 10 days, I'm going to cover a very, very interesting topic, which is called our Lokakash or Jain universe, the universe that has been told to us by our Bhagwan, by our Tirthankars. So I am going to try to tell you as briefly as possible about the universe because it's a huge, a very, very big topic. But I'll try to make it small and tell you guys about it. And also every day, first I will take the topic about the universe, and the next half I'll be taking up the story, a very interesting story. So you have to stay till the end of this session if you want to hear the story. And for little kids who have joined, like Inai, Arhan, you might find it difficult, the topic that I'm going to take, but please stay, please listen. Janelle, you also try to understand it because you will be amazed at how big and beautiful our universe is. So try to understand it, and then at the end, you can always listen to the story that I'll be taking up. So, when you look around yourself, what do you see? Hamish, what do you see when you look around yourself?
The Earth.
The earth. Do you, okay, you see the earth. What else? Yuan?
Things.
Things like? Can you name some things?
Like walls, or if you go out, you could see trees or grass.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Do you see people, friends, families? You see animals, dogs, cats, so many things, right? Flowers, buildings, houses. There are so many things that we see around. Have you ever wondered who made these things or how did these things come here? Who made our universe? What was the past of it? When did it start? How did it look in the past? How is it going to look in the future? Does these kind of questions come to you in your mind? Yes? Ashrita, I see you for the first time. Can you tell me, have you ever wondered about these kind of questions?
Yes.
Do you get any other question that you would like to share?
What will the future look like?
Yes, absolutely. That's wonderful. So these things keep on happening and we always wonder. So I want to tell you the main and the most important point that this universe that we live in has always been there. It was there from the beginning, like there was no beginning. It's eternal. It was always there. It always will be, and it is right now. We already see it. It is an eternal thing. Nobody made it. There is nothing called God or Bhagwan that made the universe. No, no one made it. It was always there. हमेशा हमेशा से था और हमेशा रहेगा. Sid, you have a question?
I just pictured popping up out of nowhere.
Say that again.
I just pictured the universe just popping out of nowhere.
So it never popped out. It has always been there. This is a very important point that we need to understand. You know, इस world का कोई beginning नहीं था. There was not a beginning to this world. It has always been there since eternal. Or hamesha rahega. It is never going to be destroyed. Got it? Arhan, are you understanding? And I? So you have to remember this. And how do we know this important fact that the universe has always been there? Through our Bhagwans, through our Tirthankars. Because we all know, I've told you all in the Paathshala, that Tirthankars they have super knowledge, infinite knowledge, right? Keval Gyan, do you remember this word? They have Keval Gyan, they know everything. Once you become Bhagwan, once you get rid of all the current particles attached to your soul, you become Bhagwan, you get this power of knowing everything. So we have not become Bhagwan yet. We are still as human beings. We are walking in that direction, but abhi tak Bhagwan nahi bane, right? So we know all these things by our Kevlis, our Tirthankars, who then told them to Gandhars and Muni Maharaj and Acharyas. And Sarya Acharya ne, they wrote it down in the books, in the scriptures, through which we get our knowledge, through which we are learning things. So during these 10 days, I'm trying to give my best. So I'll try my best to make you know these things as much as possible. There might be things I myself don't know. If you ask me some questions, it might happen. Sometimes I don't know the answer, but I'll try my best to give you the answers, guys. Okay. But before I begin explaining about universe, one thing I want from all of you to promise is that whatever I'm going to say, you are going to have faith in it. You are going to trust it, believe it. Not because I am saying it, because these things have been told by our Bhagwans, by our Acharyas, and it's written in the book. So we have to believe it. There might be questions coming up. आप लोग को लगेगा, how is this possible? This is so vague. This is so big. I don't understand it. But it's okay, guys. You still have to believe that these things are true and these things do exist. And I am going to give my 100% belief in this. Are you all with me in this? Thumbs up if you are ready to do this. Perfect. Very, very good. Awesome. So with this note, I'm going to tell you that our universe is made up of 6 important essentials or substances. Okay? 6 things se bana hua hai universe. I'm going to tell you about all those things. Arhan, you want to ask something?
उनको द्रव्य कहते हैं.
क्या बेटा?
द्रव्य कहते.
Dravya kehte hai. Wow, look at this boy. He's just 5-year-old and he already knows the Hindi word of it. So I'm going to give you the Hindi words also about the things that I'm going to tell you so that it is there in your brain for future. Okay. So as Arhan said, I am going to tell you about 6 essentials or 6 dravyas in Hindi. Ye 6 dravyas are the things that make up our universe. Okay? Now, do you want to know what these things, 6 dravyas are? First is very common. All of us see around each other. Like, can anyone say? What is the first thing that comes to your mind? What is, yes, Gina.
And time.
No, the very basic one I'm asking, that is one thing, Gina, but I'll come to that later. Sid.
Like liquids.
Okay. The most common thing. Okay, right now, what are we seeing? In this, on the screen, who do we see? All of us sitting here, right? Who are we? Who are we? Are we living beings or non-living beings? We are living beings, right? So the first dravya that make our universe, or the first element that make our universe, is called the living beings. Now listen to me very carefully. When I say living being, I'm not talking about the body, but I'm talking about the soul, right? We all have soul inside of us. You all agree to this? Yes? So the soul is the living being. That means something that has consciousness, something that has the capacity to learn, to understand things. If I tell you this pen, does this pen understand anything that I'm saying? But Bia, who's sitting here right now, do you understand things or not when I'm explaining it to you? You do? Right. So that is how you are different to a non-living thing, which is a pen. Yes, Kavya, do you want to say something?
Is it also matter?
That will be the second point that I'll come to it. Okay, first I'm discussing the living being. So, yes, anyone wants to say anything? Sid, you have a question?
I was gonna say one is matter too because my mom told me that.
Okay, I'll come to it, don't worry. So everyone understood what is a living thing. Living thing means soul. Soul which has consciousness, which understands, which has the ability to learn. Okay? And we all have souls inside of us. Suppose when a person dies, his body is lying. So is the body able to learn things? Yes or no? No. Yes, I see.
No.
So the body is not able to learn things. Only when that body has a soul inside it is that body able to learn. Like when I am a body right now, but I also have a soul inside my body. So what I am saying, you guys are able to learn. Even I am able to learn things. But if my soul goes away from my body, then my body is lifeless. It becomes a non-living thing. Okay? So guys, remember this. In the universe, there are uncountable number of souls. Matlab, there are so many numbers that I cannot give you. And the number of souls always are fixed. Got it? Jitne souls bhi universe mein hai, it will always be there. There will be no new soul and there will be no soul removing from the universe. Why is that? Can anyone try to give me the answer? Why do you think the number of souls always remains fixed? Kriti.
Because in one of the classes, you told us that if we already have a soul, it's going to carry along with us for the rest of our life.
Absolutely, Dirti. I'm amazed. Very nice answer. Because if I am like right now, I'm Namrata, my soul is inside the body of me. When I die, I don't know what I'll become. Maybe I'll become a heavenly being or an animal. I hope not. Maybe if I become an heavenly being, then my soul will take birth in the form of a heavenly being body, right? The soul keeps on transferring, changing bodies. It can take the form of a plant. It can take the form of an ant or a butterfly or an elephant or a hellish being or a heavenly being, anything. It keeps on changing different forms, but the soul is there. Has the soul disappeared? No, it's still there in the universe. It always will be there in the universe. Is it clear to you all? Any question you want to ask me, please feel free to ask. I can stop and answer your questions. इनाय आपको समझ आ रहा है बेटा? इनाय समझ आ रहा है?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Srijan, you are understanding? Okay, he's frozen, I think. Okay. So this is what I wanted to tell you about souls. So the number of souls in the whole universe is always going to be same. So now living beings can, I've already explained this before, but living beings are of two types. Can anyone say what are the two types of the living beings? Who wants to answer? I just see one hand. Srijan, can you answer me the two types of living beings?
एक लिविंग बीइंग जैसे अपन है,
हाँ, वर्ल्डी बीइंग्स बोलते हैं उसको, और
दूसरे से जीव होते हैं, एंट एंड कीड़े।
बेटा जो बॉडी में है वो वर्ल्डली बीइंग हुए, और जो बॉडी से हट गए वो liberated souls or मुक्त जीव. So there are two kind of living beings, two kind of souls. One which has a body like us. It can be in the form of ant or animals or anything. The other one is the liberated souls. Liberated souls कौन होते हैं? जो already who are free from their body. Now they are never going to take birth or death. They are of Bhagwans who live in the top of the lok, top of the world. And I mute yourself. Arhan, mute yourself, beta. Arhan, mute. Okay, so liberated souls are those souls which are free from birth and death. They're never going to born as an animal or a human being or a hellish being. Never. They are free. They are those people who enjoy, like they are the happiest beings. They have infinite knowledge, infinite bliss, infinite perception, right? And that is our purpose, to become those kind of souls, liberated souls. So बार-बार birth or death में नहीं जाना पड़ेगा. And we'll also be infinitely happy and blissful, right? So those are the two types of living beings or souls that I told you about. Now, anything else I'm missing that I wanted to say? I guess not. And you also know there are living beings with body who are 1 to 5 sense beings. वो भी पता है, right? 1 sense beings, 2 sense, 3 sense, 4 sense, and 5 sense beings. Okay. So now the second category of second dravya that I wanted to discuss with you guys are called matter or pudgal. Okay? Now, what do you mean by that? Non-living things. The second category that we see all around us, like suppose this laptop, my phone, the pen, my notebook, so many things around us, the wall, the houses, the structure, floor, everything that you are able to see with your eyes are called pudgal or matter or non-living things. Now, do they have a soul in them? No, everyone knows that they don't have soul. Are they able to learn things? No, they can never do that. Yes. Are we able to see them? Yes, absolutely. We are able to see them. Are we able to touch them? Yes, we can touch these non-living things. Are we able to smell them? Yes, we are able to smell them also, and we are able to taste them also, right? Every non-living thing or pudgal has 4 important qualities, guys. याद रखना, जो भी non-living things होते हैं, उनके 4 qualities होते हैं, 4 important qualities. What are those? We are able to see them. I mean, touch them. We are able to taste them, smell them. And did I say see? No, and see them. So these are the 4 things that all pudgal have in them. As always, these are their key qualities. Now, you know, if one thing is broken down into many small pieces, एकदम छोटा कर दिया उसको, like we break it down into small pieces, the smallest, tiniest part or is called an atom or parmanu in Hindi. जो science का atom होता है ना, always remember that the atom that science talks about is still breakable, it's still indivisible. But what the Jain parmanu are, they can never ever be broken down. They are the smallest indivisible unit of a matter, and it is called pudgal. It is called parmanu. Clear, guys? Or anu also. There are 2 words, anything we can use. So basically you can say atom, but atom is still a very vague term. Atoms are still very big, but the Jain parmanu are the smallest. You cannot see it with eyes. Kabhi bhi wo dikhenge nahi, because they are the smallest unit and it can never be broken further. ठीक है? because it's so small. It's the tiniest part. It can never be broken. It can never be divided into two parts. Is it clear? So somebody wants to tell me the 4 qualities of Pudgal? Kavya, can you tell me?
I actually have a question.
Okay, bolo.
So, is matter like like nouns? Like
Is what? Is matter?
like is matter solid, liquid,
And
and
gases. Yes. They are also matter, beta. They are also Pudgal. Because they can be touched, seen, tasted, and smelled. They can be broken down into further smaller parts, right? So liquid or gases that you see, or the lights that you see, the wave, the sound, the sound that you hear right now, all these are matter particles. All these are Pudgal. Clear, Kavya? Very good question you asked me. Any other questions so far? No? Okay. So you have to
Yes.
remember, Shijan, anything?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the 4 important qualities of a Pudgal. And when I'm talking about the 6 Dravyas, so Pudgal is the only Dravya or the essential that can be seen, that can be felt, that can be tasted and smelled, right? Can you see the soul? No. So then you cannot see the soul. And now the another 4 categories that I will explain to you, even those are not seen. Only one thing is seen, and that is matter or Pudgal. And as Kavya told me, everything that you see, even solids, liquids, gases, even waves, even sound, all of these are matter particles. Will you all remember these things, guys? Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the 3rd element. But before that, any question? Okay, I had a very interesting PowerPoint also that I'll share it with you. First, listen to me. So the 3rd element or the 3rd Dravya that make up our universe is called the Dharma Dravya. Kya naam hai? Dharma Dravya. In Hindi, it is called Dharma Dravya. In English, you can say motion Dravya. So by dharm, I don't mean to say religion. अपना religion के लिए नहीं बोल रहे धर्म द्रव्य. It's just a name given to it. Don't think when I say dharm, it means the religion I'm talking about. Okay. So in English, when I say the 3rd dravya would be the motion dravya. Now this is a very, very special element. You know, we can never see it. We cannot touch it. We cannot feel it. This does not have life. This does not have any understanding, but it is there in our whole of the universe. Pure universe mein dharm dravya is there. Now, what is the job of dharm dravya? What is the purpose of dharm dravya? You know, it has a very, very important purpose to solve dharm dravya. It helps all of us. It helps the souls, I mean the living beings, and the matter, that means the Pudgal, in movement. Movement matlab, if I want to go from here to Mandir, this is the Dravya, Dharm Dravya, because of which I am able to go to Mandir. Now, listen to me very carefully. It is not like, I'll give you an example. Like fish, you all know fish, it swims in the water, right? But if water is not there, will the fish be able to swim? So what is water doing here? Water is just present and it is helping the fish to swim. Same way, this dharm dravya is here. And because of this dravya, we are able to walk. Now listen, dharm dravya does not push you. It is not a dharm dravya that is pushing you to walk or move around or move my hands or anything. When I choose to do it, जब मेरे को मन करेगा that I want to move from one place to another or move my hand, then this third element will help me to do so. It is present in the whole universe. It does not cause any obstruction. किसी को कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं करता है धर्म द्रव्य, but only helps in the movement of matter and living beings. Just the way water is there, which helps the fish to swim. If the water is not there, the fish will not able to swim. Same way, if the dharma dravya is not there, we won't be able to do movement. We would become static or statues. But it is our choice when to move and not to move. Same way, agar fish ko man kya hai, it does not want to go from any place. It just wants to stay in the water. It can stay in one place, right? But when it wants to go to its friends and families to meet, it has to swim in the water. And then the water, like the dharma dravya, helps the fish to swim from one place to another. Is it clear, guys? This is a very important topic, very interesting topic, and I want everyone to get it very, very clear. Whoever has any doubt, please raise your hand right now. Juhi, you're very late, beta. You missed so many important parts.
Sorry, I forgot. We forgot.
You have to log in on time, because whatever I'm going to take during these 10 days is very, like, you have to put in your brain to understand, Juhi, okay?
Yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. So any question for the dharma dravya? Okay, guys, I am running out of time. I have to take up the story also. So now there's one more, there are 3 more elements left, but I'm going to take the 4th one quickly, which is called the adharma dravya. Adharma dravya does not mean paap or sins or anything bad that we do. Again, don't go by the name. It is just the name of the element. And this, in English, we can say stay essential or halt essential. So this is just the opposite of dharma dravya. Dharma dravya helps us to move, right? Adharma dravya helps us to stop. Now suppose we are moving and now I decide I don't want to walk, I want to sit down. So this 4th essential, called the halt essential, helps us to stop in one place. Same as, suppose a person is walking. It's a very sunny day and he gets very tired walking. Now he sees a tree and the tree is very lush, green and very nice. So he decides, okay, let me sit down under the tree and take rest. Now, the tree was just there, right? Tree didn't ask that man to stop. Did it ask that man to stop? It was there. The man decided that I am going to take rest under this tree and get some rest. I'll just relax. Same way, adharma dravya is there in the whole universe and it helps us to stop. Because if this adharma dravya was not there, we would just have been moving and we would not be able to stop. So guys, again, get it very clear. It is our choice to stop. जब मेरे को मन करेगा, मैं रुकूंगी. But I am able to stop because of this 4th element, which is called the adharma dravya. Clear? Any questions so far? So we did 4 essentials today. Can anyone give me the name of the 4 essentials? I want Amishi, you tell me.
I actually had a question, but I forgot the question.
Okay, so now you tell me the 4 essentials that we did today, 4 dravyas.
So, Udgal.
Order में जाना है Amishi. Tell me an order.
Wait, Miss, actually, I came a little late because we forgot about the class, so I couldn't.
Why? That's not nice. Okay.
I know.
Okay. Yes, Srijan, you give me the answer.
Jeev, Ajeev, Pudgal,
Pudgal is same as Ajeev beta. Don't Jeev, Ajeev, and third one?
Jeev, Ajeev, and then Dharma, Davya, and then
Adhar. Very
Adha.
good. So we did about Jeev, the souls or the living beings. That was our first essential called the Jeev. Second was Ajeev, which is the Pudgal or the matter particles, matter things that we see. Third is Dharm or the motion element. And fourth is Adharm or the halt or stay essential. So there are two more essentials that we need to do, but today I don't have time. So we will cover these two essentials tomorrow. Okay, guys? So now I'm going to take up the story. But don't forget whatever we have learned today. Better remember, because tomorrow I'm going to ask each and everyone. And everyone is supposed to join in on time. No joining late. Okay? So yes. Okay, guys. Now the little kids can enjoy listening to the story. So today's story I picked specifically because today is what day? First day सरवार कौन सा day है?
First day of pollution park.
नाम क्या है?
I forgot the name. I know the name. I know.
Uttam.
No, I mean, sorry, Uttam Shama.
Yes, you remember. I know you will remember. It is Uttam Shama or Supreme Forgiveness Day. So I'm going to tell you a story related with this topic. I was just looking around some stories and I found this one. So I thought, let me take it today. Today is the best day to take it. So guys, listen now. So in a part of India, in a where this river, Sindhu River flowed, there was a very big kingdom. The king of that kingdom, his name was Udayan. Uska naam tha, the name of the king was Udayan. And he was a very kind and generous king, very caring towards the people of his kingdom, always like taking care of them, doing good things. So, but this king was a disciple of a deity, of a, those Hindu bhagwans, jo hoti hai, like not the Jain Bhagwan, not the Tirthankars, but he used to follow a deity called Ma Bhavani. So, but he was good. He was a very nice and generous king. So he got married to a queen. This queen came from Magad, another territory of India. There were many different kingdoms in the past in India, right? So this queen, this girl, she came from a Magad district and got married to King Udayan. So, the best part was this queen, she was a big disciple of Bhagwan Mahavir. She used to believe on him completely. So after they got married, they were living happily. So one day what happened, the royal priest, the main priest of the kingdom, he came to the king. At that time, the king and the queen were sitting together. So he came to the king and he said to the king that tomorrow is a very big day. Tomorrow we have to sacrifice 101 animals to Ma Bhavani, that another deity. Okay, not like a heavenly being, you can say. So he said that we have to sacrifice. Sacrifice matlab we have to kill 101 animals to make this goddess happy. So now the queen was sitting there. She heard this thing. She didn't like it. Would she be happy about killing of any animals? No, because she was a Jain. She believed in Bhagwan Mahavir. So when she heard this, she said to her king, to her husband, that how can you do such a thing? You can't be so cruel as to kill animals. She then said, if Ma Bhavani is like a mother, she's like a mother to everyone. And no mother ever wants any being to be hurt, any child to be killed. So don't do that. Don't kill the animals. So the priest says, no, this is a culture. We've been doing this since so many years now. And if we don't do it, then this goddess or this heavenly being will get mad and angry. And then our whole kingdom will have to suffer. So the king also was scared. He said, yes, we can't do that because then the goddess, she will become super angry and I can't do that. We've been doing it since so many years. So, the queen gave a very interesting idea. She said, okay, let's do something tonight. Just leave some animals in the mandir area. Just leave them, lock the animals in the area and leave them tonight. And if this goddess really wants the sacrifice of these animals, she will herself kill them and take it, right? So, but if in the morning these animals are not killed, that means that Ma Bhavani, she did not want the animals. She did not want the animals to be killed. So tomorrow morning, you will have to free all the animals from there. So the king agreed to it. He thought, yeah, this is a good thing. If this Ma Bhavani, if she wants the animal, she will herself kill them during the night. So this is what is done. In the night, lots of animals are kept in the area where the mandir was, and they were like locked. The doors and the gates, everything was locked, and all the animals remained inside. Now, next day morning, the door of the mandir was open. Everyone was waiting to see what happened. Did the animals die? Were they killed or something? They were waiting. And when the doors opened, what do you think happened? Yes, Sid.
They survived.
Yeah, they survived. Yes, of course, they survived. All the animals were still there. Now, all the people were surprised. They were like, oh, Mahabhavani did not kill any of the animals. Everyone is still here. So the king also came to know about it. Now, the queen told to him, see, even Ma Bhavani, she did not wanted the animals to be killed because after all, she is a mother and nobody wants any beings to be hurt. So now, as you promised to me, there would be no sacrifices done from now on, and all the animals will be freed. So the king understood, and he was a good king. He promised her queen. So he said, okay. So he made an announcement in his whole kingdom that from today on, there would be no bali, no sacrifice of any animals ever in the kingdom, and nobody will ever go hunting also. He banned hunting of the animals also. So this way, they started living, and after this incident, he started believing in Bhagwan Mahavir. He stopped worshipping the other god, but started believing on Lord Mahavir completely because his wife was also there to guide him. So soon they had a boy, and he was also a very smart prince, and everything was happening. So after a few days, what happened? Some merchants, matlab businessmen hota hai na, people who buy and sell goods. Some merchants, they came to their kingdom, and when they came down, they asked, like, they came from a ship. So when they boarded to this area, they asked, who is the king of this place? So the guards there, they said, King Udayan is the king, and he's a very good king. You should go and meet the king and take permission to do business over here. So they thought, yes, why not? Let's go there and take his permission, and we can do some buying and selling of our things over here also. So one of the merchant, his name was Dharamsar. He came from Magad district, the same district from where the queen was. So when he went to the king, he met them, and he also took a beautiful present for the queen. He gifted that present to queen. It was a beautiful pearl necklace, like really amazing, like very rare pearl necklace. So the king and the queen really got happy with it, and they were very pleased. And they asked this merchant, this businessman, Dharamsar, to stay back in their kingdom and do the business. So Dharamsar accepted their invitation. He lived for a few days in the palace itself, and he was doing his business, and he was a good guy. So the queen made sure she had a servant named Kubja. So she made sure that this servant took really good care of this merchant Dharamsar. So you know what? After a few days, this merchant fell really sick. Ekdam bimar pad gaya. So now everyone was taking like good care. All the doctors, the everyone, they were giving him medicines and everything. But this girl Kubja, the servant of the queen, she started to take extra care of this merchant. She was always there for him, taking care of his needs, of his medicines, of his food and everything. So this merchant was really happy with her behavior. So but there was one thing. This girl, Kubja, the servant, the maid, she was really ugly in looks. She was not at all beautiful. She had a very, like, the hump in the back when you bend down and walk. Do you know those kind of people who don't walk straight, who have a very curved body? And she was like all black and like ugly. Like she was not at all beautiful on the looks. She was a good person on the inside, but looks wise, she was not pretty. So after taking care of the merchant became very pleased with her. And he said, since you have taken such good care of me, before going back, I want to give you something. You can take whatever you want from my precious stuff. So this girl, she said, for a girl to be so ugly, I'm not happy. I really want to look beautiful. So this merchant had a very special pill. ठीक है, एक दवाई था, एक medicine था, very special. He said, take this pill on the Purnima, on the full moon day, and you will see the difference. So after giving her that pill, the merchant went away back to his place. So when after few days, after 8 days, full moon day come, and this girl, she took the pill. And you know what happened? Oh my God, I'm running out of time. Sorry, guys. After taking the pill, she suddenly became very beautiful. बहुत सुंदर हो गई. And everyone was so surprised. She went to the queen. The queen was not able to recognize her. She was like, who are you, beautiful girl? Then she said, I'm your servant Kubja. And she told him that I took this pill and I turned out to be so beautiful. So this was a miracle. And this story spread all over in the kingdom. Everyone came to know how Kubja turned so beautiful. So one day, some of the merchants from this country went to another part of the India, another place called Ujjaini. That was also a very prosperous place of India. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, sorry. So yeah. Okay, so some of the merchants from King Udayan's place, they went to another country, another place. And when they reached, they were talking to some people, and the people told him that our king over here, the king of that place, the king of Ujjaini, was not a really good king. He was very cruel, very arrogant, and he was very egoistic, always taking care of himself and thinking he was a superior one. So the merchant, they were just those people were just talking around each other, and they were discussing what this king has and what our king has. So they then told them that we have a very beautiful girl named Kubja. She's super beautiful, and like no one looks better than her. So those people said, why don't you take her picture and show it to the king? The king will become really happy. The name of the king was Chand Pradyot. The name of the Ujjaini king was Chand Pradyot. So these people went there, took the picture and presented to the king. And they said, like, we have a very beautiful girl in our kingdom named Kubja. So now the king, who was a very cruel king, when he saw the picture, he was like really amazed. And he said, I want to marry her. She is so beautiful. She will be a good attraction. She will be a good thing for my kingdom. I really want to get married to her. So now, what he did, he sent one of his men. He had a man who was very, very strong, and he was super fast runner. He sent him to this Raja Udyot's place to get Kubja. Now, when this man went there, he saw this beautiful girl, He said, my king wants to marry you. Please come with me. I want to take you to our country, to our Ujjain. So this girl said, if your king really wants to marry me, then he should come and take me. So the next day, this man goes back to the king. He says that the girl is saying this and this. So the king decides, okay, let me go and bring that girl back to my country and marry her. So he goes very secretly without informing anyone. The king takes some of his people and goes to that place to bring Kubja with him. So in the night, in the middle of the night, very quietly, Kubja came to the king, and the next day they went back to their own place called Ujjain. Now, next day, when the king came to know about it, King Udayan, the good king, when he came to know about it, he was very upset, because this is no way of taking something. That other king could have asked and taken the girl with him, right? He could have simply gone and asked, but he did not take the permission. He did not do anything. Instead, secretly, he took the girl away. So the king did not like it. King Udayan, he did not like it. He sent one of his messenger to the king, Chand Pradyot, and sent the message that please send Kubja back, because this is no way of taking someone from my country. So, but this king, King Chand Pradyot, who was a very cruel king, he said, no, when I want something for myself, I am going to have it. And he refused to send the girl back. So because of this, both the kings got really angry, and then a war happened. A big war happened between the two kings. So after a few days of battle, King Udayan, the good king, was able to win the other king, Chand Pradyot. He was able to capture him. So when he captured him, he said, okay, I don't want your kingdom. I don't want your territory. All I want is for you to return my wife's servant back to me, and then you will be freed. But this man, the other king, he was very arrogant and very egoistic. He said, no, I would never do that. You can keep me in capture if you want, but I'm not going to return, because he had a very strong ego. Okay, so he refused. So okay, he was captured, he was put in a cage, and on his forehead, it was written, I am the wife of a servant. That was written on his forehead forever. वो लिखवा दिया गया. And then the King Udyot, he planned to return back to his kingdom, because he did not want it to stay here. But you know what? The rainy season started there in India, and during the rainy season, people generally don't go from one place to another. So this King Udyot, he decided to stay for a few months in one place. And he said, after the rain is over, we'll go back to the country. So time just flew by. After a few months, today's day came. The first day of the selection came. Okay, what is this day called? Uttam Shama, supreme forgiveness. So King Udyot, who was a good follower of Mahavir Bhagwan, he thought, oh, today is such a big day. It's a day of Uttam forgiveness. I am not going to eat anything. I'm going to do upvas today. So he said his chef that today don't prepare any food for me. Just prepare whatever food the King Chand Pradyot wants. Just prepare for him. There would be no food for me, because I'm doing upvas. So in the evening, after doing all mala, jap, everything, he went to this king and asked for, and he went there because it was an Uttam Shama day. He was asking for forgiveness from everyone. So he decided that I will go and ask for forgiveness from this king also. So he went there and said that please forgive me for whatever things that I have done. So now this man, King Chand Pradyot, he did not believe his ears. He was like, how come this man is asking for forgiveness? So he says, don't pretend to me. Don't ask for forgiveness. You have captured me. You have kept me in a prison. You are insulting me, and then you're asking for forgiveness? And I don't believe this is true. You're not asking for forgiveness from your inside. It's just all superficial. I don't believe you. So this king, King Udayan, he started to think. He also thought, yes, my religion, my dharma says that I should forgive myself and everyone around me, and I should ask for forgiveness. So, but if this man is still inside in the prison, then that means I'm not forgiving him. I am supposed to leave him. But then he thinks, but he is a big enemy. He does not want to listen to anything. He's not ready to give up my servant also. So how can I do that? How can I forgive him? So this King Chandradyot, he again says, if you really want my forgiveness, then you should release me from the prison. Only then I will think that you really believe in your Jain religion and your Uttam Shamade. So now the king started thinking and he thought, okay, this is really important for me because uh, this is all superficial. This is all not real. I have to forgive my soul first, and my soul will only be forgiven if I forgive this king. So he started thinking all these things, and then finally he ordered his guards to release the man. He said, okay, release this person, this king from the prison. And he was taken out. Now, when this man he came out of the prison, he was not able to believe. He thought, "How come this king left me? I am his number one enemy, and still he left me because of this Uttam Shamadhar." So when he came out, he felt very, very ashamed. When he looked into the eyes of King Udayan, he felt that he was so small and he felt very shameful. And he also went and apologized to the king and he hugged him. He realized that this king was genuinely sorry and he was genuinely asking for forgiveness. So this is what basically, guys, this is the story that of forgiveness, that how when you choose to forgive even your number one enemies, even your people who don't like you, even they change. Even they realize that, okay, forgiveness is the path. Anger will make you go nowhere. Forgiveness is the right place that we have to do. Right. Are you guys understanding what the story was all about? I'm in a rush because I'm very late. Any question? So this story I wanted to take because today is Uttam Shamadhar, and this is what we all are supposed to do. Apply forgiveness in our life. Apply forgiveness to yourself and to people around you and to all living beings around you. Yes, Kavya, quickly.
Today I'm doing Ekasham.
Wow, awesome. Very good job, guys. So I've listened to what you all are doing tomorrow. I need to end up the session. Any question related to that story? None? So I will see you guys tomorrow. Please join in time. And you win. Can you quickly say Namakar mantra? You win said. Say
Om
it.
Namo Arihantaram. Om Namo Siddharam. Om Namo Ariyaram. Om Namo Pajayaram. Om Namo Loy Sabbasamnam. Eso Panchanamo Karo. Sava Papanasano. Mangala Cha Sabbasam. Paraman Have Mangalam.
Jai Jirendra, guys. I will all